Hey guys, HDvee here and welcome to a brand new video. Today we're going to go over some brand new leaks for Pokemon Scarlet and Pokemon Violet, as well as a few other bits and bobs for the Generation 9 games as well. So if you're excited for the video, make sure to drop a like down below. Let's try and hit 500 likes. Leave a comment with your thoughts on all of the latest leaks for the Generation 9 games. Subscribe if you're brand new, ring the notification bell. With all of that out of the way though, let's get into the video and I really hope that you enjoy. So, starting things off, we have Riddler-Ku talking about the Sushi Dragon, which is of course a single-stage Pokemon in Scarlet and Violet. Also one of the Titan Pokemon as well, like one of the bosses you have to fight, along with the Sushi Catfish or whatever. But anyway, we had this person replying saying, if Flapple and Appleton were leaked 3 years ago by the same leaker, they would be dubbed Apple, Peel Dragon, and Cake Dragon. And then Sushi Dragon by someone. So this seems to me that the Sushi Dragon will not look like a dragon, but it will look like Flapple and Appleton. So for me, all I can really picture it is it's just sushi with like a head coming out of it, because that's kind of what like Appleton and Flapple and all that stuff is. So I feel like the Sushi Dragon isn't going to look as good as it potentially could be. Again, it's just one of the Titan Pokemon as well, so it's going to look quite fearsome and ferocious, but either way, I'm just imagining now a massive bit of sushi with like a head coming out, maybe some wings coming out or something like that. But that's basically what Riddler-Ku is kind of talking about here in regards to like Flapple and Apple and Applin and Appleton and all that. So yeah, that's the first kind of leak to go over, that the Sushi Dragon will not look like an actual dragon, but more like, yeah, like obviously Appleton and Flapple are dragons. It's kind of the same thing as like the sushi thing. Anyway, moving on. We have this from Riddler-Ku as well. So this was when Wiglet was first revealed, and he said, say hi to your first R-Fake. So again, one of these new Pokemon forms that we're expecting to see in Pokemon Scarlet and Violet. Of course, the Diglett was leaked a while ago. This is why we know that Riddler-Ku and Kaka are like all 100% legit, because they've been leaking these things ages ago. So yeah, Wiglet was finally revealed, and then someone actually replied saying, you know, wasn't he supposed to be pink? And then he basically, Riddler-Ku replied saying the evolution is going to be pink. Since Wiglet's nose is pink and its body is white, maybe when it evolves it will turn completely pink and have a white nose. But either way, Wugtrio's regional, well, not regional form, but regional fate, whatever you want to call it, convergent species, we don't know the actual technical name of these new forms. But either way, the Wugtrio is going to be pink. As well as that, it's apparently going to be called Wugtrio as well. I don't know, like Riddler-Ku said this, I don't know if he was joking though. The fact that obviously Diglett and then Wiglet, Wugtrio and then Wugtrio would make sense, but I feel like he might have been joking here. I don't know for sure if this is what Wugtrio is going to be called. It makes sense because it's just the exact same thing that happened to Diglett's name. To be fair though, if you said that Diglett's regional fate was going to be called Wiglet, I would have been like, that's not going to be true. But obviously it turns out it was. So yeah, potentially Wiglet's evolution is going to be called Wugtrio, which I can't get over at all. But apparently that's a thing. And the next leak that we're going to go over is this as well. So this was kind of from the gameplay clips that we saw recently for Pokemon Scarlet and Pokemon Violet. So Sandile plus Krokorok burrow beneath the sand to blend in. Again, not really a leak. We kind of saw that happening in the gameplay clip. But however, Abomasnow can create blizzards near the player to obscure their view. Unknown if this damages them like in Pokemon Legends Arceus. So obviously it's not going to damage the player like in Pokemon Legends Arceus, because we know that the player can't take damage like they could in Pokemon Legends Arceus. But I can see Abomasnow being able to obscure the view of the player, and maybe to hide some like Snover or something like that, because from those gameplay clips we did see a couple of Snover with the Abomasnow, and we did see Abomasnow kind of create a sort of foggy thing. So yeah, apparently it can create blizzards near the player to obscure their view. Again, not 100% sure about it, but that's apparently what the situation is there. And then as well as that, Psyduck and Marill will also now paddle in water. Again, it's just more evidence to suggest that all these different Pokemon are kind of just doing what they would normally do in like their natural habitats. Like Psyduck and Marill are not just going to walk around now, they're actually going to be in the water, and they're just going to kind of like swim around and stuff like that in ponds or whatever, just like you would see for these kind of creatures and stuff. It's just like how Sandile kind of burrows underneath the sand to blend in. Psyduck's going for a swim. Like there's nothing crazy to assume that, because that's just what happens with normal ducks and stuff. But either way, they're kind of all of the latest leaks, so really nothing like massive. Just the main thing is that the Sushi Dragon is going to look like Flapple and Appleton. The regional fake of Wugtrio is going to be pink, and also it's going to be called Wugtrio apparently. Moving on though, we also have this. So this isn't necessarily a leak, but it is potentially foreshadowing the coin Pokemon. Again, the coin Pokemon is a new Pokemon in Scarlet and Violet. It's a ghost type, has an evolution, and apparently to get it, it's going to be quite similar to how we get the Zygarde cells in Pokemon Sun and Moon, and the Spiritomb in Pokemon Legends Arceus. So this was actually Pokemon tweeting out saying Meowth is the true treasure, and then we've got Meowth sitting on all of these different coins here. However, though, we've got Soul Silver Art saying, you know, they know what they're doing, because obviously all these coins here. But however, though, in this image here, you can see that one of them actually has like a little purple kind of like flare coming off it, or like a little tint. So there is something interesting about that. It's not like shiny, because this is obviously the colors of all the other coins that are shining. This is clearly purple. So this could be like a ghost kind of thing coming off this coin, which could, again, just be foreshadowing the announcement of the ghost type coin Pokemon, which again, we know is going to be in the game because of the leakers and stuff. But this is also something that I think is quite interesting, because as well as that, they said, you ain't slick, Pokemon Company. There are 52 days left until Scarlet and Violet release. So this is obviously when the game, well, when this tweet came out, there was 52 days left until Scarlet and Violet, and Meowth is number 52 in the dex. So I'm onto your game. So quite funny there that they tweeted out Meowth, who's number 52, on the 52 days before Scarlet and Violet. But I think the more interesting thing is that this like little coin thing down here has got like this little purple tint on it. Again, it could mean nothing, but I don't like, why have they randomly put like a purple tint on a random coin? I don't know. So potentially it could be foreshadowing it. We'll have to wait and see. But either way, that's not really necessarily a leak. That's just something I wanted to quickly go over. We also have this as well from Junichi Masuda. So Pokeexperto tweeted this out saying, Junichi Masuda taking a flight abroad for a business trip. It's possible that the Pokemon Scarlet and Pokemon Violet promotional interview round will start in the next few days and be released at a later date. So, I mean, we're definitely in the promotional cycle now for Pokemon Scarlet and Violet. I mean, the games are coming out in like a month and a half. So it's very much expected that we are going to see quite a lot of stuff over the next like month and whatever, because obviously they want to promote the game as much as possible now, because the game's literally about to come out. But yeah, he obviously tweeted this out, and so yeah, it is possible that you know, that the Scarlet and Violet promotional interview round will start in the next few days, and then yeah, we'll get some more information about that at a later date. So hopefully sooner rather than later, but we'll have to wait and see. Finishing things off though, we have this, which again potentially could be I mean, is it a leak? I don't know. It could be a leak, but either way, we've got Soul Silver Art saying, you know, Scarlet and Violet leaks. Check out this theory from Danny Wall. Could these symbols refer to Scarlet and Violet's 4 Dark Legendaries? So this is what they're referring to here. So this is from Pokemon Scarlet and Violet. These are the symbols on the actual kind of logos for the Generation 9 games. But in the corner, there was like these different things, and a lot of people thought that they potentially could have something to do with the different ride features for Koraidon and Miraidon. But what actually could be the situation is that it is from the 4 legendary Pokemon. So this is from Danny, and said, I made this quite a bit ago. If the 4 sub-legendaries are indeed based on evil spirits sealed inside of objects, which again, they potentially could be. We know that they're linked with like vessels and stuff like that. The symbols here represent the literal seals. So yeah, we have a fish eating the jade stone. So obviously the vessel for the fish is supposed to be like a jade stone thingy. We have the 4 deer hooves, which of course is another one of the Pokemon, which I believe is ground dark. The fish is fire dark. Down here we have the bamboo scroll from the side, which again is for the snail. And then finishing things off, we have a leopard curled tail plus an angled sword. And again, the sword or the trident, whatever you want to call it, is the vessel for the leopard, like the ice dark leopard. So I think there's definitely, I don't know, you either read in too much into it, or it generally could be that. And it makes sense because you got all the 4 legendaries kind of surrounding like the Koraidon and the Miraidon logo. But again, obviously apparently the legendaries aren't anything to do with the stories like the sub-legendaries, so we'll have to wait and see. Could these symbols refer to Scarlet and Violet's 4 dark legendary Pokemon? Whether they're part of the story or not, being legendary alone warrants them a spot, but if they're truly bound to items that resemble these symbols, that makes even more sense. Which again, I still think you have to find these vessels or these kind of items or whatever, and then that summons the legendaries. I reckon it's through like questing and stuff like that. And then it goes on to say, back in June, we speculated on what these 4 symbols could be. Kayla Capsule thought maybe different game features. Others thought just lore-based. I thought ride forms for Koraidon and Miraidon. But now this theory has given me second thought. So, yeah, I think it does look like it. Like, I don't know, maybe we're reading too much into it because, I mean, we never would have guessed that this was like a fish eating jade stones, or this was deer hooves, or this was like a leopard tail, unless we knew that those were what the legendary Pokemon were. So, yeah, we could just be reading too much into it. Could be a coincidence, but either way, it does make sense because, of course, they are legendary Pokemon. But anyway, that's going to be everything for today's video. I hope you guys enjoyed it, all of the latest leaks and stuff. What are your thoughts on what the Sushi Dragon's going to look like? What are your thoughts on the Wugtrio? If that's what it's actually called. I highly think it's just a joke. Like, I can't actually imagine it being called Wugtrio, but the Diglett's called Wiglet, so who knows? But yeah, they're all the latest leaks for Scarlet and Violet. What are your thoughts on the legendary theory? Do you think that this is referencing the coin ghost Pokemon? And then, yeah, what are your thoughts on Junichi Masuda doing this whole promotional interview thing? But anyway, that is going to be everything for today's video. Like I say, leave a comment, leave a like. Let's try and hit 500. Subscribe if you're brand new. Ring the notification bell for daily Pokemon content. That's everything from me, though. Have a fantastic rest of your day. And until next time, peace.